Well, Trout Unlimited sponsors this first cast program. We began about 7 years ago. It was a result of having a presenter, a speaker, who was talking about conservation, which is pretty much what Trout Unlimited is all about, conserving and restoring and protecting our watersheds. The organization is made up mostly of fly fishermen. We find that fly fishermen generally tend to be very good stewards of the environment. If we could help young people learn to fly fish and get into fly fishing, that we would have a legacy of conservationists ultimately who would be as interested in the environment as we are. And we now, for the past 5 years, have held the event every year at Scottsdale Pond, which is in Novato, just off the freeway. It's very accessible, and at least it gives us a waterway in which the kids can practice casting and exploring the water and so forth. The stations that we run, beginning with reading the waters, we actually use a large blue canvas tarp that is painted to look like a waterway.
Can you find a home for your trout here on Canvas Creek?
They put that fish where they think it might reasonably be in that waterway.
How do we find out what insects are in our stream?
There's a subsequent discussion about the things that trout need.
And found insects. We can find insects in the gravel in the stream.
The next station that they go to is the fly tying station. There they learn the basics of fly tying, how to create a fly that hopefully is going to fool a trout. From there they go to the knot tying station where they learn the basic knots needed to tie the fly onto the tippet and to tie a piece of tippet onto the leader.
Take the loop around the line 3 times, like that.
Then there, of course, is the fly casting station where they learn the basics of fly casting. And what we hope to get through their heads in that 35 minutes is the fact that casting in its purest essence consists of going from stop to stop rather than flop to flop. From there they move to another station called gear and rigging. There they learn to put their rigs together for either casting a dry fly that's going to be on the surface, or for the basics of nymphing using flies that are going to be under the surface of the water.
And then when we let go, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to point my finger like this.
Okay, one of the stations that we added last year is spin casting, which gives them an opportunity to understand the difference between fly casting, where they're actually casting the line, as opposed to spin casting, where they're actually casting a lure. Well, we've even set up an art station for the 5, 6, and 7-year-olds who may accompany their bigger brothers and sisters. Another station that we added this year that's been very, very successful has been the station for adults, teaching them how to teach fly casting so that they would be a support system for the kids. A one-day orientation, which is our first cast day, of course, is never sufficient to inculcate any kind of long-term change. But if we build in a coaching support system, and that's what we hope to do with getting the parents involved, we have a much greater chance of success in terms of getting kids interested in and involved in fly fishing.
Just like this, your thumb's higher than, right at your nose. There you go. Yeah, see how straight that is? Yeah.
Again, mindful of the fact that one-day orientation isn't sufficient, 2 to 3 weeks after first cast day, we set up a follow-up program. This year we went to the cheese factory that has a pond that's loaded with little bluegill, and it was a lot of fun to see the parents and the big brothers and so forth coaching the kids in fly casting.
Try to take 2 or 3 false casts in a row. Yeah, just don't keep it off the water.
Another follow-up opportunity is at the Rocking H Ranch. That affords the kids to actually do some fly fishing for bass, which again informs them that you don't have to just fly fish for trout. You can fly fish for a lot of other things as well. In summary, first cast is really an educational opportunity for youngsters to get involved in fly fishing so that hopefully they will become stewards of the environment in the future.